Hi guys, welcome back to my channel once again here on YouTube. Today it's that time of the month again. Well, it's roughly every month or so I get these. So some more customs. Today we have WCW and TNA customs, which I wish to show you, which I've purchased recently. So beginning with the WCW ones. Starting off the 1996 year in pay-per-view, we have Super Brawl 6. The discs all look like this with the logo of WCW on and then the name of the event at the bottom and DVD video written on the right hand side here, which is pretty cool. There's the spine and the back. So this one has Ric Flair against Macho Man in a steel cage match for the World Heavyweight Championship, plus the Giant against Hulk Hogan in a no time limit, no disqualification death match. Sting and Luger against Harlem Heat for the WCW World Tag Team Championship. Great stuff. Next, we have WCW Uncensored. Again, continuing on with 1996 for WCW. Doomsday for Hogan and Savage. It's a Bane from Batman there. Anyway, uncensored disc, and there's the spine, and there's the back. So Hogan and Savage versus Flair, Anderson, Kevin Sullivan, Lex Luger, Meng, Barbarian, Z Gangster, and the Ultimate Solution in a Doomsday cage match, that is, guys. Got Chicago Street Fight, Sting teaming up with Booker T to take on the Road Warriors. Conan against Eddie Guerrero, for the US Championship. Loser leaves WCW match to Booty Man versus DDP. Grudge match between Lord Steven Regal and the Belfast Bruiser. Intergender match, Colonel Robert Parker versus Medusa. And the Giant versus Loch Ness. Slamboree 96 next. What goes up, must come down hard. It's just the way it was written then. Yeah, so that's Sting and Flair on the front there. There's the spine with the Giant on. Disc. Yeah, so we've got the Giant against Sting for the World Heavyweight Championship. Various other matches there as well. Don't want to go through them all now to take up a lot of time on the video, but you can pause and read if you want to, guys. A Cruiserweight Championship match between Dean Malenko and Brad Armstrong. That sounds interesting. Conan against Jushin Thunder Liger for the US title as well. And we have the Lethal Lottery on here as well, guys. Sorry, should have said that. The Great American Bash. Spine, disc, match listing. So the total package: Lex Luger defending his World Heavyweight Championship against the Giant. Hang on a minute, was he the champion or was the Giant the champion here? Anyway, it's a world title match. I can't remember who was champ. I'm pretty sure it was Luger. Yeah, grudge tag team match: Kevin Green and Steve McMichael versus Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. Conan against El Gato for the US Championship. Chris Benoit versus the Taskmaster. Sting versus Lord Steven Regal. Lord of the Ring match, Cruiserweight title match. And that's it. That's all it says on there. But yeah, cool. Good stuff. Very famous pay-per-view now. So Bash at the Beach 96. This is No Day at the Beach. Okay, cool, yeah. So we've got Luger and Savage on the front there. There's the spine. There's the disc. So this cover artwork's based on the US VHS release of this rather than the UK one. The UK version has a picture of, was kind of like a spoiler cover. It has Hogan, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash in the ring with all the litter around them after the NWO form for the first time. But I do like this one. I liked both covers. They're both good, but yeah, this one's pretty cool. And it doesn't really give the spoiler away too much. But near enough every wrestling fan knows what happens at this pay-per-view pretty much now anyway, don't they? August's Hog Wild next. Ain't no easy riders here. There's the spine. There's the back. So the Giant versus Hulk Hogan for the World Heavyweight Championship. Grudge tag team match. Sting and Luger against the Outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Harlem Heat versus the Steiner Brothers for the World Tag Team Championship. Bash the Bike match. Medusa versus Bull Nakano. Don't know what that's all about. I can't remember now. Ric Flair versus Eddie Guerrero for the US Championship. That's going to be pretty cool. And a Cruiserweight Championship match between Ultimo Dragon and Rey Mysterio Jr. On to September for WCW Year of 96 with Full Brawl War Games. Sorry guys, you see the spine? There we go. And so it says the NWO, Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and the Sting impersonator, sorry guys, versus Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Sting, and Lex Luger. Giant versus Randy Savage in a grudge match. Yeah, that main event, sorry, was a War Games match. I don't know if I said that. Sorry guys. DDP versus Chavo Guerrero. Rey Mysterio versus Super Kalo. Harlem Heat versus the Nasty Boys. October's Halloween Havoc 96. Sponsored by Slim Jim. I remember all the Slim Jim adverts with Macho Man. It was pretty cool. Quite hilarious as well, I guess. But he did make a point that it was sponsored by Slim Jim. Yeah, and there we go. Hogan versus Savage for the World Heavyweight Championship. Rey Mysterio versus Dean Malenko for the Cruiserweight Championship. DDP versus Eddie Guerrero. Plus other matches there. I can't really read them from back here. Sorry, guys. But yeah, Halloween Havoc, 1996. November's World War III, 96. The Three Rings. So Super J Crown title match between Ultimate Dragon and Rey Mysterio Jr. I think that's meant to say Ultimo Dragon. Sorry, guys. Special stipulation match. Chris Jericho versus Nick Patrick. The Giant versus Jeff Jarrett. Harlem Heat versus the Amazing French Canadians. Going back a minute then, guys. I completely forgot Jarrett was in WCW at this time. I thought he was in WWF. Dean Malenko versus Psychosis for the Cruiserweight Championship. Tag team title match between the Outsiders, the Faces of Fear, and the Nasty Boys. So it's like a three-way, I guess. And then the three-ring Battle Royal as well. Always fun to watch those World War III Battle Royals. And then finally seeing the year of WCW 1996 out with Starrcade. Hogan versus Piper. The match of the century, it says on there. We'll find out when we get to review this one day if that's true or not. Hogan versus Roddy Piper for the, as we already know that. Why am I repeating myself? The Outsiders versus the Faces of Fear for the World Tag Team Championship. Luger versus the Giant in a grudge match. Dean Malenko versus Ultimo Dragon for the Cruiserweight Championship. A no DQ match between Jeff Jarrett, Chris Benoit. We also have WCW Women's Heavyweight Championship match. Medusa versus, I'm going to have to bring that here now, Akira Hakuto. DDP versus Eddie Guerrero for the US Championship as well, guys. So yeah, that's all the WCW customs. And next up, I've decided to start filling up all the gaps in my WCW, or in my TNA stroke Impact Wrestling one night onlys before moving on to the Impact Plus events that they do every month as well. I'll start to catch up on those, but I wanted to fill up all the gaps from the one night onlys that were missing that didn't get released. So in no particular order, first up I have Night of the Dummies, yeah, Eli Drake there on the front, or LA Knight as a lot of you guys know him as now, and this was from 2018 I do believe. So here's the spine for that one, and it goes well with the colour of the one night only as it's on the shelf. Got the Impact logo at the top there, it's really smart. I like this. Yeah, Chad Stone did an excellent job of this, well done dude. There's the inside. Really cool. And then the back with the match listing. I don't know if you guys can just about make out some of the matches on there. So we have Jay Freddy versus Isis Effects. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Fada Ba versus Dick Justice. Axel Lennox versus Slick Wagner Brown. Rebel versus Alicia. Team Tremendous versus the Heavenly Bodies. Homicide versus Santana. Sean Carr versus Brute Van Slick. KM versus Moose. Eddie Guerrero versus Eli Drake. Yeah, it's a really cool one. Next, Knockouts Knockdown 2015, which never got an official DVD release. And it left a gap in the year 2015 with a few others, which we'll get to. So I thought I needed to get that. And this one has Madison Rayne versus Alicia, Thea Trinidad versus Angelina Love, Gail Kim versus Laura Dennis. Laura Dennis, that's Bunny from AEW, no relation. Havoc versus Solo Darling, Taryn Terrell versus Gail Kim versus Havoc for the Knockouts Championship, Taryn Terrell versus Sue Young, Brooke versus Maya Yim, Mary Kate versus Awesome Kong, Nux, Crazy Steve and Rebel versus Jesse Goddards and Robbie E and Angelina Love, and a Knockouts Gauntlet match. So that's Knockouts Knockdown 2015, guys. Hardcore Justice 2014, which never got a DVD release, or Hardcore Justice 3 as it's also known as. The discs are all pretty much the same as I said, but with the text different on the bottom, with the TNA One Night Only logo on the left and the DVD logo on the right. This one has Tommy Dreamer versus Ethan Carter III EC3, Austin Aries versus Chris Sabin, Bobby Roode versus Samoa Joe, Velvet Sky versus Lady Tapper, Joseph Park and Eric Young versus Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, Bully Ray versus Mr. Anderson, Team Angle versus Team Rude. And that's Hardcore Justice 2014 or Hardcore Justice 3. And the other one I was missing from 2015, because there were two missing from 2015's One Night Onlys. One of them was Knockouts Knockdown, and this was the other one. The TNA Classic, which is like a tournament. So TNA Classics tournament first round matches. Gunner versus the Great Sonata, Mr. Anderson versus DJ Z, Sanjay Dutt versus Bram, Austin Aries versus Koya, MVP versus Davey Richards, Eric Young versus Bobby Roode, Nux versus Kenny King, Robbie E versus Rockstar Spud. We got 6 knockouts, tag team match as well between Brooke, Taryn Terrell and Rebel as they take on Havoc, Madison Rayne and Angelina Love, and obviously the rest of the tournament as well. So that's the TNA Classic from 2015, One Night Only. So that's 2014's One Night Only is all up to date, and 2015's. There weren't any missing from 16, I don't think, or 17. They were all released. 18 I'm starting to work on now. That's why I got Night of the Dummies. Yeah. and then I'll continue on with the rest of the ones I'm missing from 2018 one night onlys, and then I'll start getting all the as I said, the Impact Plus specials events that are like pay-per-views, like the No Surrenders and all that, just to fill up the rest of the gaps I'm missing from each month. So I'm catching up with those eventually as well. And yeah, that's 1996 WCW also out the way, sorted now. On to 97 next. And yeah, we're slowly getting them all now. It's slowly coming together, guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. If you're going to ask me where I got these from, it's a gentleman called Chad Stone. He's on Facebook. If you contact me on Facebook, if you can't find him, I can put you in touch with him. Brilliant guy. Great prices, great artwork, and great picture quality, DVD quality of the DVDs as well. He can also do Blu-rays if that's your thing. Yeah, great stuff. Please feel free to comment, thumbs up if I deserve it today, and stay safe, guys. Subscribe if you haven't done so already as well. I'll catch you all again soon. Bye, guys.